Good morning and welcome to day 2 coverage of the Maritime Super Series. This exhibition of some of the best AUS soccer talent in this region. Very high level soccer being played here this weekend. We had 2 games last night, 2 more today, and 2 tomorrow. I'm Scott Squires, pleased to be here with you today, along with the Maritime Athletic Profiles crew. Our first game of 2 on this Saturday, it's women's action featuring the Fredericton Picaroons Reds taking on the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals. This Royal squad played yesterday a 1-1 draw with Suburban FC. So they're looking to notch one in the win column today, and this is the first game for the Fredericton Picaroons Reds. The Picaroons wearing the white kits with black and red trim. They'll be going right to left to start this contest. And for the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals, they're wearing the blue kits with the white trim. They'll be going left to right. Starting keeper for the Royals will be Nicole McInnes. She wears number 1. And for the Fredericton Picaroons Reds, their starting keeper, number 27, Lauren Kelly. Dwight Hornibrook is the head coach of Fredericton, and Jonathan Voss, the head man for the Winslow Charlottetown Royals. Your officiating crew today, head referee Ray Boulel, assistants Travis McIsaac and Liam Haley, and the fourth official Simon Gomez. So we're just about ready to go. A beautiful Saturday here in Upper Sackville at Ware Field. So delighted that you're joining us for day 2, wherever you are and whatever device you're watching on. Hey, reach out. Let us know. You can certainly tweet at me if you look up Scott_FFM, as in Fredericton, Moncton, to use a New Brunswick reference. Seeing we do have the Picaroons playing today from New Brunswick. But yeah, you can certainly connect with Maritime Athletic Profiles on social media. And again, if you look up, I just gave you the wrong Twitter account. That's my old one. I forgot that I changed it last year. So many things happened during the pandemic that I've forgotten about. You can search up at jscott_2022. That's at jscott_2022. Reach out to me on Twitter. Say hello. Certainly do the same for Maritime Athletic Profiles. Like and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Follow them on social media. And we are just about set to go. A gorgeous Saturday. And let me correct that. It's the Picaroons going left to right and the Royals right to left. Again, Fredericton in the white kits with the black and red trim. Royals in the blue kits with the white trim. Let's see if I can get the weather forecast here for you real quick. Check with Saltwire weather specialist Alistair Alders, who tells me that it's currently 19 Celsius. Clear, light winds, and it's going to be a gorgeous day today and tomorrow as well. Little different last night. We had a chilly evening, about 8 degrees. It was misty, it was windy, but hey, it's the Maritimes. We were in the Arctic Circle last night, and we're in kind of the tropics today. That's part of the joy, the Maritimes. If you don't like the weather, you just got to wait a couple minutes. So off the opening kickoff, it's Fredericton. We'll see if it takes them a few minutes to kind of get into their flow and into their game here, as this is their first game, as mentioned. Game 2 for the squad from Prince Edward Island. That ball goes out of play over on the far side. And the wind is a little light, much heavier last night, which played a few tricks on some of those balls, especially ones that were high in the air. It added to the adventure of some of the long distance shots, that's for sure. Some of the saves the keepers had to make were a little more tricky last night because of that wind and a little bit of precipitation that made the ball slick. But again, as I'm sure you can see on screen, just a gorgeous day here today in Upper Sackville. That battle for the ball down in the corner. Sean Camo was there, and they'll just roll it to the keeper, and Lauren Kelly will just gather and set her squad away. Fredericton, some quick touch passes. That goes over toward the sideline and off the toe of Ella Little and out of play. So both teams, a little bit of a feeling out process here in the first few minutes. Coach Jonathan Voss going with the 4-4-2 formation today, saying that he wanted to see some good energy and focus from his side, playing their second game in 2 days as well. He really wanted to key on the mental game for this squad and to kind of reset and refocus after that 1-1 draw yesterday. And for Dwight Hornibrook and his Royals, or excuse me, his Picaroon Reds, first thing he said to me when I said, what's the key for your side today, first 10, 15 minutes, he didn't even hesitate. He said tempo. He really wants to see his side set the tempo, set the pace, and set the speed of play and make the Royals chase the ball. So we'll see how that plays out as this match moves along. Early on, majority of the play down in the left end of the pitch, that being the Picaroon Reds, and now a corner kick for the Royals. So first opportunity for a set piece here, and it goes to the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals. Low one, just into the box, and then cleared away right back to the sideline where that corner kick just came from. And then it goes out of play, so that should be a goal kick for Lauren Kelly. So Kelly walks the ball out from her goal. She'll set it down, roll it along. Fredericton trying to get to see the other side of the pitch right now. There's a nice forward ball, sent right back the other way by Lydia Hamill. Hamill played a great game, certainly on the defensive side yesterday. She wears number 5 in blue for this Royal squad. Ball over on that far sideline. Kaz Gallant tried to get a foot on it, but again, it'll go out of play. Throw in, taken quickly. Bounces down. There's a chance trying to get a foot on it there was McCloskey. She directed it toward the goal, but went high and over back of the net. Put that ball on goal. You never know what's going to happen. Again, the Picaroons trying to work that ball forward, get something going here. Go up along that far sideline. Now they'll work it back. Just trying to get something set here. Camo rolls it back to the keeper. Fredericton just trying to get a little something going here. See if they can move it along. They're going to go back and try and build some momentum from that back line again. Now the keeper goes to the left side. Work it up that far sideline again. Now the ball to the midfield stripe. Now Picaroons get that penetration deep. Trying to make that run down the left wing side. They'll work that ball. A couple players head toward the front of the goal inside that 18-yard box. Ball comes back out high though. Trying to make a move with it there was Kaylee Roberts. Again, looking to cross it in perhaps. There's a good ball into the middle. And just getting a foot on it there were the Picaroons. And McInnes has to be sharp and makes her first big save of the contest. But a nice piece there from the Picaroons as they worked that ball down the left sideline, crossed it into the box, and got a good opportunity toward goal. I believe that was Sophia Maillet who got that chance on net. She wears number 11 for the Picaroons. There's a quick shot the other way. And Kelly has to slap that ball down on a solid shot on goal right there. Nicely struck ball. And the Picaroons will look to work it from that back line once again. Trying to work it side to side from the left wing side to the right wing side and back. Again, you see the Fredericton Picaroons trying to organize there. Again, back to the keeper. See if they can get something set up. That could be dangerous. In trying to get on that ball was Lapine. Almost created a chance for herself. Now, there's a nice ball forward. Cheng Wei got in the middle of that. And then Lapine kicks it forward, trying to get Bordage to run onto it for the Royals. But it bounces to the keeper, Kelly, and she just calmly gathers. And again, she'll just set that ball down. Picaroons trying to organize once again. They go back to Kelly. The keeper, Kelly, getting lots of touches here in the early stages as she's kind of like the point guard on a basketball team, kind of controlling the floor right now and running the plays. And again, you see Lapine enforcing the issue. McCloskey now takes the right footer and just puts it low and along the ground to the side of the net. But again, there you see Emily Lapine in raising a little bit of havoc right in front of the goal, forcing the issue. And then it was McCloskey who benefited from that Lapine pressure and got a good strike toward goal. Not the direction that she wanted, but again, you get that opportunity, put it on toward the goal. You never know. Picaroons Reds inbound the ball. The majority of the play has been over on that far side of the pitch and in the Picaroons end of the pitch. We'll go back to the keeper again. Wash, rinse, repeat right now for the Picaroons. Kelly sets, works it forward. That goes out of play. Thrown in quickly there. Maillet tried to work it forward, turned it over though. There's Hamill. Hamill lost it again as Maillet came in. Now again, ball on the far side. Bordage enforcing things. Kaylee Roberts tried to move it ahead. That didn't work out. Here comes Lapine. Nice move around one defender. Lapine takes the shot and it goes off an ankle and out of play. But right now, Emily Lapine certainly displaying some eagerness and some effort. She's been in the middle of a number of offensive chances in these early stages of this opening half. 13 in blue, Emily Lapine. Corner kick curled out toward the top of the 18-yard box. Chengwei tried to move it, but it ends up going over to the sideline. Kaz Gallant is there, and again, it'll go out of bounds. So, just on the Picaroon side of midfield. And again, it'll go out of play. Both teams having this little feeling out process here, as you would expect. Plus, it's early. It's an early game. You know, like these teams would have their routines, you know, getting up, getting ready, having something to eat, getting to the field, going through their warm-ups, their paces, their stretches. So even though it was a 11:30 kickoff, these two teams, I'm sure, were up and at it early and have been preparing for this game for a good portion of the morning. I know for me, sometimes I don't find the right gear until about 12 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon after about 3 to 4 coffees. Lapine got a little touch on that. It goes out of bounds. And again, there's kind of a little, probably a 40-yard box, if you could carve it off. That the majority of the play has been over in that little section on the far side of the field. That ball rolled into Kelly. McCloskey was in right on top of the keeper. Again, Lapine and McCloskey have been right in the grill of the keeper, Kelly. But now the Picaroons with some pace the other way. Trying to make a run there was Gallant. Sean, and it goes just out of play.
That story 3 times now, right? Well,
getting some
she's coming on the blind side.
In-game coaching there from the bench of the Picaroons. Good communication, always important. In-game adjustments, they can make a difference. You know, you can have a game plan and you can watch film, but until you get into live game action and see how the game is unfolding, sometimes there's things that you didn't anticipate that happen, and then you've got to make those in-game adjustments. All important, especially in a strategic game like soccer. Long throw in, went over the head of Cummings for the Royals. Now Lapine sends it forward. McCloskey in having a look. But then the Picaroons will turn it back. Pass right along the ground onto this near side. Coming with pace now is Doyle. Sarah Doyle dished it off. Now long pass along the ground. Back to Irinki. Irinki gets it right back. Danielle Irinki. Nice chip forward and headed away. Trying to make a run onto that ball was number 13. It was Irinki who put that ball forward. Now Lapine. Oh, the two 13s come together. Lapine thought she had open field, but a great job by Danielle Irinki getting back and breaking that up. Fredericton again onto the foot of Doyle. Doyle sends it forward. That's going to take a couple of bounces, trying to chip it in. It's in front of the goal. They score! That was all set up by the forward ball, and then the great effort by Ella Little, who chipped it in front of the goal, and with the keeper out of position, that's as easy a goal as you'll see scored in terms of no one in front of her. There's the nice ball through, couple of bounces there. There's the great little chip over the keeper, and then the finish from Kaz Gallant. So Kaz Gallant with the lovely finish, and again, she probably saw the ball come to her and looked and didn't see anyone in front of her, including a keeper, and just went, oh my, I'm just going to touch this in the back of the goal. But again, a lovely ball forward from Doyle. The nice little touch by Little, getting it up and over the keeper, and then the finish from Gallant. So if you were talking hockey, that would be number 9 from 5 and 12. You got the goal scorer and the primary assist and the secondary assist. So just again, just a great job by the Picaroons to kind of weather the little bit of pressure that's been coming. The majority of the play has been in the Picaroons' end of the field. But, you know, all it takes is one break like that. Now McCluskey back the other way. Dishes off, trying to get a long shot away there was Eden. That was blocked down. Turning with that ball is Maillet. Maillet now turns upfield. Nice ball ahead. Running onto it there was Little, who just had that nice little chip over the keeper just a couple of minutes ago to set up Gallant for the goal.
Haley, slide over. Sean, come to.
So 1-0. Fredericton in front here. The New Brunswick reps taking on the PEI reps. Chengwei with the throw in. Lepine heads it forward for Bordage. Bordage watches it roll out of bounds. So 1-0 your score. First half action on day 2 of this Maritime Super Series into the 15th minute. There's the throw in. Off ahead, ball loose for a minute, trying to get a foot on it there was Hamill. Now comes to Bordage. Bordage makes one move, trying to get that ball free, puts it into the middle. Lepine was there, couldn't get a clean look, and the ball cleared away. Ends up on the foot of Gallant, the goal scorer, Kaz Gallant. Had it taken away. Good play there by Chengwei. Gets it to McCloskey. And then Bordage tried to chip it back to McCloskey, but it went out of play. Give a shout out to a couple of important groups and organizations here. Beaverbank Physio, the presenting sponsor for the Maritime Super Series. And want to remind you to stick around after the game for the Down the Pub Player of the Game interview. And whenever you see those rosters flash on screen, keep in mind that those rosters are brought to you by Shift Athletic Services. Always important to give a tip of the cap to the supporters and sponsors of an important event like this. This Maritime Super Series will be taking place over 3 weekends. And a weekend series like this will be played in each of the 3 provinces represented. Of course, Nova Scotia this weekend, and then there'll be subsequent weekends in Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick. Check out the Maritime Super Series website for more information about upcoming series, rosters, and the entire reason why this event is taking place. There's a great free kick, bounces in, and just handcuffing the keeper for a moment. Kelly had to be sharp as that low driving kick on the free kick took a little skittle on the turf, and a momentary bobble by Lauren Kelly, but she recovered nicely and kicks it away to midfield, headed back the other way by Martel. Ball comes down at the feet of a couple of players. Hamill gets it to Lepine. Little touch for McCloskey. She'll run to it now on the left wing side. Just kept in along the line. Good work by McCloskey. Being hounded there. Now for Lepine. And they're going to whistle that down. So free kick coming now. Jogging over to get the ball, Sarah Eden. So that free kick just inside the left sideline for the Royals. Crowd gathered in front, low driving kick curling in off the side of the goal. Good pace on that strike, but just a little bit to the side. 1-0 your score. Fredericton Picaroons Reds in the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals. Absolutely stunning Saturday here in Upper Sackville at Ware Field. Nice all-weather turf field. Good crisp ball to the far side. Stop down there. Fredericton now looking to regroup, reset. They'll go back to the keeper. Kelly chips it forward to this near sideline. Ball received well, settled well, but Chengwei came right in to steal it away from Doyle. Chengwei now takes it deep. Chengwei being pushed there by Arinki. Chengwei goes down and the ball goes to the keeper. So a good run by Chengwei, but nice defense by Arinki to stay with Chengwei stride for stride and prevent any kind of offensive opportunity for Chengwei for the Royals. Picaroons Reds. Again, they'll just slide it across side to side. Getting those Royals defenders to go from one side of the field to the other. Hamill in for a look for the Royals. Chip back now by Doyle. And Arinki will go back to her keeper, Kelly. Will chip it to the other side now. Bordagen having a look, trying to force things. Now it's up along the line. Turning with it over there, that's Roberts, Kaylee Roberts in a crowd. Little touch to a teammate, but it's turned over. Bordage tried to feed it through to Lapine. Couldn't connect, and now the ball right back the other way again. Maillet, nice ball forward. There's Little again. Little turns on the Jets. Good foot race there as Olivia James was running along with Little. And it'll be Chengwei who will throw it in for the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals. Chengwei. Readies. Everybody getting set up here. Making sure that everybody has a mark. In it goes, off the thigh of Lapine. Ball down to the turf. Maillet gets to that ball, chips it to the back line. On that far side now, Roberts works it up the left wing. This is the side that things started to develop for earlier on a good chance for the Picaroons. There's the goal scorer, Gallant. Works it back. Nice work there in the middle. And again, goes to Maillet. Maillet. Nice little touch pass to Doyle. Doyle didn't like what she saw, so she'll work it back to Arinki. Arinki. And again, Arinki takes a look, didn't like the way things were set up, so she'll go back to the keeper, Kelly, who hammers it up the left side. They'll try to work that side again, will the Picaroons. There's a little chip forward, just past Maillet, and now Lapine for McCluskey. McCluskey, good work to force by Wilson, but Wilson stays with it. It's turned over, back and forth, couple of turnovers in quick succession, and now it's the Royals with the ball. Hamill gets it over. McCluskey down to a knee, tried to tow it forward, and then I think we're going to have a free kick here for the Royals, and that's a pretty dangerous position. Looks to be about maybe 23-ish yards from the goal, just outside that 18-yard box. So the Reds will set up the wall, and getting ready to take this free kick will be Sarah Eden. And now the wind has picked up a little bit, and it's blowing basically straight across the field from the far side to the near side. That ball put in, and an awful lot of loft on that one as Eden struck that free kick. Going for that top corner on the right side. And again, that wind that was relatively calm at the beginning of the match has stiffened here considerably. And for the most part, it seems to be coming right now from the right side of the pitch almost straight down, and then it'll swirl every now and then come from the far side to the near side. So a bit of a swirling wind here. Kind of hard to get a read on that wind. Picaroons with that 1-0 lead. They'll throw it in. The two 12s come together, Cheng Wei and Little, and the ball cleared back down to Rinky. We'll just watch it bounce into her keeper. Lauren Kelly, as she's done for a good part of this first half, will gather, settle, and put it back into play for her side. Up toward midfield. Gallant was in looking for it. Royals will go back to their back line, and now they'll roll it back to the keeper, Nicole McInnes. McInnes slides it right back. Gallant enforcing. Ball chipped right along that sideline. Now it's back to midfield. Gallant and Hamill come together. Gallant goes down, and they're going to award the free kick. And the Reds will wait for everybody to get back on the right side of the ball. It'll be Bordage, it looks like. This ball lined up about 3 yards on the right side of midfield. Excuse me, it's a Picaroons free kick. I said Bordage. Of course, she wouldn't take a free kick for the Picaroons. She plays for the Royals. Hey, it's early and I haven't had coffee yet. McInnes, good strong kick. Arinki takes it off the right shoulder, a little shoulder shimmy as she took that kick forward. Takes good hand-eye coordination, good body control to be able to stand underneath one of those long kicks forward and to be able to get that body underneath it. And as we just saw there, the Picaroons player take it deftly off the shoulder. Well played. Arinki from that back line. Daniela Arinki tried to slide it forward. McCluskey got in the way, and then McCluskey took that ball right up in the mush. Goodness. That ball deflected up right into the facial area, mouth and jaw. Coach coming over, referee, official checking on her. McCluskey looks to be okay. And the head official, Ray Boulel, calls for the trainer, just wants to make sure everything is okay and that there's no blood. So McCluskey will get a little attention there. Good job by the officials just to slow that down, settle it, make sure that McCluskey was okay, because you know these players, they're gamers. They're not going to say, oh, no, I need to come out or I need to get looked at. Sometimes you need the official or you need the trainer or the coach to say, no, 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 we need to take a look at that and make sure everything is all good. So good job there by the officials and the staff to make sure that everything is okay with McCluskey. Check her out and make sure all is right before they put her back into the match. Pressure now. Gallant tried to lean in, slide on that ball, and it ends up going all the way to the far side. Kaylee Roberts will throw it in quickly. Picaroons working that far side. Laureisen over there. She wears number 8, Heidi Laureisen. And I asked her earlier, I said, are you any relation to Peyton Laureisen? I figured there was a chance because that's not a common name that I hear too much in the sports world. And indeed, Heidi Laureisen, number 8 for the Picaroons, is indeed the sister of Peyton Laureisen. Peyton played soccer for the Dal AC Rams men's squad. I called play-by-play for that team this past season. And that's how I knew to be able to pronounce that name right off the bat. So nice to see Heidi here. Pretty neat that I have called now play-by-play for a brother and sister combo, playing for 2 different teams in 2 different provinces. One of the wonderful things about covering sports. McCluskey back into the game, challenged Maillet right there. Ball was loose for a moment, then it's kicked back down into the Picaroon side. They'll just settle it there now. Ball lifted forward. That went off the head of Olivia James. Again, ball is loose. Little pushes it back. Picaroons again. Then I'll just go to the back line and regroup. Sean Camo works it to the left wing. Tried for the little give and go there. That didn't work as Sydney Conrad had it knocked away from her. Time ticking away here in this opening half. Into the 27th minute now. Still 1-0. Pickeroons lead. Goal scored by number 9, Kaz Gallant, off a lovely play where a ball was put forward and then chipped over the keeper, and then Gallant had nothing but a net in front of her to deposit the only goal so far. Along the sideline, and that goes out of play. And a nice crowd on hand, too, for an early morning start on a Saturday. Good to see fans out supporting these players. Ball to be thrown in now by the Pickeroons. Taken off the chest there by Laureisen. They'll work it ahead in trying to get that ball free was Cummings for the Royals. But it's the Pickeroons working it up to midfield. Hamill is there. Hamill does a nice job settling the ball at her feet, but then it's turned over, and the Pickeroons again will go to their back line and look to reset. Arinki rolls it back to the keeper. McCluskey going to chase it all the way in. Lepine is with her as well. Good job by McCluskey putting pressure on the keeper, Kelly, and forcing Kelly just to get that ball away quickly. It's been a good job up front doing that by both Lepine and McCluskey for the Royals. Now the other way, Sophie Maillet. Maillet tangled up there for a minute as the two 11s met at the ball. Mia Martel for the Royals and Sophia Maillet for the Pickeroons. So over on that far side, behind the play, a Pickeroons player was down for a moment, slow to get up, and the athletic trainer will go over to have a look, make sure everything is all good. Just looks like everything is fine. That's good to see. Kaylee Roberts jogs back into position. And a free kick opportunity now for the Fredericton side. And again, this is from a tricky area if you're a Royals player, especially with that swirling wind. You get a ball kind of up in the air with a little loft under it, you never know. It can twist and turn in this wind. It's going to be Danielle Arinki. Hand up. Ooh, right into that wall, and I think Hamill took that square into the midsection, but she's okay. Now Hamill giving a run down the line, but it'll go to the Reds. They work it up. Little touch there from Conrad to the sideline. Rolling it up along that sideline on the far side. That ball goes right into the back of Roberts. Lepine now stepping into it. Push that ball forward for the Royals, but only the white of the Pickeroons there, and they'll go again back to the keeper. So Arinki back to the keeper. There's Lepine again. Lepine and McCluskey have not been giving Kelly any time in goal. When they see an opportunity to run in and force the issue on the keeper for the Pickeroons, both Lepine and McCluskey have been doing that up front for the Royals. The one goal from the Royals, from the Reds, standing up right now. 31st minute of play. That wind continues to pick up and continues to swirl. The wind can't decide what direction it wants to blow, so it's just going to kind of swirl around as Bordage went in on that ball and kind of slid awkwardly down onto her back and kind of gets up, stretching out the old upper body area. Looks to be okay again. Up with that ball. Wilson worked it forward to the far sideline. Good pace on that one. Pickeroons, this is Laureisen, tries to work it to the middle. Good run there by Heidi Laureisen. Nice ball forward, setting up that opportunity for Laureisen. But McInnes equal to the task. Reds again. Little roll back off the foot of Wilson. Try to set up, there's Lepine again. Pressure from Lepine, getting right in on top of Camo. Over on the far sideline, Roberts kicks it out of play, so the Royals will inbound. get the sense that Lapine and or McCluskey are going to have one or two stellar opportunities at goal, just the way that they've been pushing the pace up front, challenging it on the keeper when the ball has gone back to the Reds keeper. You just get that sense that at some point in this match, one or both of Lapine and McCluskey are going to get a big opportunity. We'll see. Right now, it's the Reds who look to get into the Royals end of the field, and they do, but it's going to roll back to McInnes, who just quickly steps into it and sends it right back the other way. Bordage and McCluskey having a look, but it's Doyle who gets there, and Doyle worked it ahead. Now it's Conrad, far side. Challenge there by Cummings for the Royals. Quick little touch pass ahead. Intercepted by the Royals. Now McCluskey to Hamill. Hamill rolls it across for Chengwei. Chengwei kind of on the off foot there. Couldn't control that lead ball, and it goes out of bounds. Throw in for the Reds. And that goes off the head of Hamill and back out of play, so we'll reset and do it again. So the Reds just making sure everybody where they need to be for this throw-in. Throw-in went towards Maillet. And now Little gives chase, but Hamill gets there, settles it down. James rolls it back to McInnes, and the keeper will touch it off to that right side. Back to the keeper. Royals trying to gather here and reset. James, couple of paces, gets it to Hamill. Nice little move by Hamill there to get forward. Hamill, great through ball to Chengwei. Chengwei now puts on the brakes, tried to feed Bordage. Couldn't quite connect. McCluskey comes in for a look. She comes together there with Wilson. Ball's free for a moment. Now this could be a chance for the Reds. Up with it is Little. Little stutter step there being watched by James. Little now tries to put the ball by James, run around her. But James does a good job. Nice 1v1 battle down in that right corner, right by the corner flag. Ball comes loose. McCluskey got a toe on it, and it'll go out of bounds. But that was a great 1v1 run down that sideline, and then the little battle in the corner between James and Little. Quick throw in. Chengwei chipped it ahead. Bordage was intercepted there by Irinki. Quickly on that ball, but it's moved forward. Lapine, second chance. Bordage, she's onside and she's running toward that ball. Taking it deep toward the end line. Bordage will look to settle it there. Irinki quickly in on her. We've got another great 1v1 battle, this time on the other end of the pitch, as Bordage made a nice run to the left corner, but Irinki closed the space and the gap very quickly. Good hustle there by number 13, Danielle Irinki. It will, however, be a corner kick for the Royals. Sarah Eden will get ready for this now. Keep an eye on McCluskey and Lapine, 21 and 13. They've had a nose for the ball most of this first half for the Royals. Ball into the box, over the keeper, headed away, out of danger. Chengwei tried to put it back toward the goal, but it's cleared away, and the Picaroons can regroup now. James has it for the Royals. Puts it in toward Lapine. Lapine tried to work around the defender, gets tackled, and that's going to be a free kick for the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals. It's great to see all of these players from these three Maritime provinces congregating here this weekend for this great event. Martel into a crowd. There's Lapine running after that ball. Lapine again. The tackle. This time it's Irinki, so Lapine. And with the effort she's making, you know she's going to get marked closely, sometimes one, sometimes two. And Lapine gesturing, I think, saying that she got a forearm shiver and kind of got shoved down to the turf. And Lapine, a little slow to get up, has to shake it off. And again, number 13 for this Royal squad, Emily Lapine, has really been in the middle of all the action here in this first half. Free kick, lofted toward the goal, and just getting a hand and deflecting it over top of the net is Lauren Kelly. A well-struck free kick, and Kelly rising in the air and deflecting it over the bar. And that's going to give another set piece now, corner kick for the Royals. You don't want to give too many of these corner kicks to any squad. Percentages say one of them is going to end up in the back of the net. Crossed in, past the facing of the goal out the other side. And that'll be a goal kick for Kelly. And great to see some young folks here as well, taking care of those balls that go out of play and rolling new ones in. Great for the young soccer players as well to see these high-level players come into this region, giving these kids players to look up to and want to pattern themselves after. Just being around this level of talent can inspire young people to want to be better and to play the game. Royals with the ball at midfield. Eden lost it. Now the Picaroons trying to come quickly in transition. Here's the goal scorer, Gallant, trying to work her way in. James does a nice job of getting it back to the keeper, and McInnes will clear things away. Laureisen, nice move around the defender. Laureisen making a run down the left, tried to see if she could work it in, but the ball goes out of play, but good effort there by Heidi Laureisen. Now corner kick the other way. It'll be the Fredericton Picaroons Reds. And it's going to be Laureisen who takes this corner. Camo, Gallant, Roberts all hovering in and around that goal. There's the cross out toward the top of the 18-yard box, a head on it, and it bounces through a crowd. And Nicole McInnes wades through the crowd and grabs that ball and takes it out of harm's way. Lots of communication coming from the keeper McInnes as she readies this goal kick. Up into that swirling wind. All the way back to Arinki. McCluskey in a foot race with Arinki now. McCluskey does a good job of getting to that ball, and Arinki doesn't want any kind of chance to develop, so Arinki just kicks it out of play. Good run from McCluskey, though, for the Royals. And it'll be Chengwei who will throw it in. Cassandra Chengwei. Stutter steps, waits, and now gets it in. Lapide heads it down toward the turf. That'll roll out of play and be a goal kick for the keeper, Lauren Kelly. Into the 40th minute now. May have a minute or two of added time. We'll wait and see. This one comes over toward the sideline. Couple of nice touches there. Picaroons work it forward. James defensively does a good job of shielding the ball from Gallant. Kaz Gallant, the goal scorer in this game. And that's why the Picaroons have a 1-0 lead. First game of this weekend for the Picaroons Reds. This is the second game for the Royals. They played to a 1-1 draw last night versus Suburban FC. James takes a look over her shoulder, sees some pressure coming there from Gallant. McCluskey down to the turf, but moved the ball forward, and then it's kicked out of play. So we'll reset and have a throw-in. Taken quickly. Lapine again, and McCluskey. There are those two Royals forcing the play, as they've done. Lapine now tried to get a chance. Thought she had an opening, but coming over in the nick of time, Sean Camo. Good job defensively by 19 in white, Camo. Lapine again, just a nose for that ball right now. Chengwei readies the throw. Takes a couple of steps back toward the fence. Tosses it in. McCluskey was looking for it. It goes off the ankle of McCluskey. And it'll be another throw in for the Picaroons. Now, if you search up pickeroons for a dictionary definition, there's a couple of different ones, but the first one that came up when I searched it was a rogue or a scoundrel from old-time language. So I'm not sure if that's the reason that they picked the pickeroon's name, but I kind of like that. You know, the rogue or the scoundrel. Feels good, you know, football, the UK, English, a rogue or a scoundrel. Originally from Newfoundland, I'm from St. John's. So I always appreciate any kind of old language like that. My British roots, my parents, both passed on now, but were both born in Newfoundland and Labrador prior to Confederation. So technically, I'm first generation Canadian. So I do have a DNA love of the game of soccer or football, depending on how you prefer to call it. McCluskey coming away with that ball now for the Royals. Little touch pass to Lapine, a nice one. Lapine trying to work through a maze of defenders. Does a good job to get it to Bordage. Bordage saw a chance to put that shot on goal, but it was blocked down, and it's put forward, this time off the foot of Eden. So some good pressure from the Royals. And just seconds before that sequence, number 12, Cassandra Chengwei, was down for a moment on the turf, but she was able to gather herself, and she's right back up and into the play. James has that ball on foot, chips it over to a teammate. That went past Eden. Now stepping into it is Maillet. Maillet works it over. This is Little. Little makes a nice move to the middle. Chengwei comes over. The two 12s meet over the ball for a moment. And it went back towards Wilson. Wilson kind of misstepped over the ball. And now it's Lapine. Lapine with a nice through ball. Oh, goodness, so close to connecting with McCluskey. Not sure if McCluskey may have been in ahead of that anyway. Could have been offside, but all for naught as play carries on the other way. Chengwei has the ball on this near side. Lapine was down for a moment and a little bit hobbled as she gets up behind the play. And a couple players come together. And it's going to be a free kick for the Pickeroons. Meanwhile, just to our left, there is Emily Lapine. Hand on her thigh. She got a bit of a hobble, but she waves off the trainer. She said, nope. And the match official, head referee Ray Boulel, comes over just to double check. And Emily Lapine gonna gut it out. She stays in there. Arinki, nice ball in toward the middle, inside that box, and it's just cleared away. Danger time right there for a moment, but Martel does a great job of clearing it out of the box. Not much time left now in this opening half. Getting down into the late stages. We would expect maybe a minute or two of added time as we're almost at full time for this opening half. So we'll see now. We're going to get the signal. 1 minute. So 1 minute of added time. The signal given to the coaches and the players on the field. So 60 seconds added on. Here's Lapine. McCluskey. McCluskey dashes off to her right. Little touch pass to the far side. Lapine heading into the area. Trying to get the ball through to her. Punched away. Flying through the air like a superhero. Lauren Kelly launches herself and punches it out of harm's way. Over on the far sideline now. Royals trying to take advantage of this added minute. That was a great sequence right there. As you could see, the Royals were pushing toward the front of the goal. The long strike came in, and Kelly, looking like a caped superhero, just flying out and punching it away. Great athleticism by the Pickeroons keeper. Perhaps we might be able to get a look at that flying save there as the whistle sounds to end an entertaining first half. Well, producer Clark, all I have to do is ask, and there, watch that, just fly. That is fantastic goaltending right there. The keeper, Kelly, maybe Marvel or DC could sign her up for the next superhero film because that was tremendous. So we're going to step aside, take a break. We got about a 10-minute halftime, and we are 1-0 Fredericton Pickeroons Reds leading the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals. You're watching the Maritime Super Series exclusively on the Maritime Athletic Profiles YouTube channel. We'll be back with second half action in just a little bit.
I'm big game. Chrome on, big flame. I'm pulling out with a sick chain. Jumping in the Porsche in the 6 lane. I'm big fish, I'm big game. They hit him with the chrome hard and the big flame. I'ma be the villain like I'm Big Bang. Execute a smart, that's big brain. So I be looking hard, that's dripping. So that has been traded to the 60. I get a dollar, you with me. Now y'all gotta sell kidneys. But that is a shame, it's a pity. The sell to the pep that was shitty, but now you a fam and you wanna hit me. Honestly, dog, I think you are tripping. Follow me now like it's a religion. Hey, you chasing your vision. Hey, you look for additions. Honestly, man, you should've listened. Case goes down, cause I'm on a mission. Chrome on, big flame. I'm pulling out with a sick chain. Jumping in the Porsche in the 6 lane. I'm big fish, I'm big game. Chrome on, big flame. I'm pulling out with a sick chain. Jumping in the Porsche in the 6 lane. I'm big fish, I'm big game. Yeah, now they wanna be friends. Man, language switch. Y'all are now speaking French. I speak Dutch. Yeah, I'm from the Netherlands. I've been on the path. I've been with the raps. Ey, ik ga eraan, ik ga toch naar de maan. Ja, ik ben weer op al die verses. Ik denk terug aan die tijden waar dingen toch echt wel ging gebeuren. Maar dat is niet waar, het switchte wel echt. Ja, het ging toch naar de beurs. Maar ik dacht dat wij echte vrienden waren. Maar de status kwam er toch tussen. Damn. Chrome on, big flame. I'm pulling out with a sick chain. Jumping in the Porsche in the 6 lane. I'm big fish, I'm big game. Chrome on, big flame. I'm pulling out with a sick chain. Jumping in the Porsche in the 6 lane. I'm big fish, I'm big game.
Welcome back to Ware Field in Upper Sackville, Nova Scotia. Maritime Athletic Profile's continuing coverage of the Maritime Super Series. I'm Scott Squires, getting ready for second half of this women's action between the Fredericton Picaroons Reds, wearing the white kits with the red and black trim, taking on the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals, wearing the royal blue with white kits. One goal in this match. It was scored by Kaz Gallant, and the Picaroon Reds lead it 1-0. Picaroons now going right to left on the pitch, and the Royals left to right. A couple of substitutions for both teams starting off this second half. There's one of them for the Royals, Kina Azuma. Ball up ahead, work there. Maddie Fisher, also new into this game. She wears number 4 for the Royals, and they'll work it back to the keeper. So the Royals had a 1-1 draw with Suburban FC yesterday, and this is the first game of the series for Fredericton. That ball towards McIntyre. McIntyre, one of the subs that's come on here for the Royals, 18 in blue, as is number 2 right there, Wendy Dazzy. Far side, ball stolen away. And quickly coming over to clear it out was Irinki, as the Royals look to turn something from that turnover, but Irinki clears it out. Royals working with that ball. This is Hamill. Hamill rolls it back. McIntyre watching it now. She'll run ahead. She'll watch her teammate bring that ball forward as Fisher had two defenders on her. The ball goes out of play. Fisher throws it in quickly to McIntyre. Back to Fisher. Carrie Doherty into the match. Doherty wears 17 in blue. Dawsey had it for a moment. Goes towards Hamill. And down to the turf goes Maie for the Picaroons. Lots of active communication coming from both benches towards their respective teams here. Head coach Dwight Hornibrook from the Fredericton Picaroons Reds, and Jonathan Voss leading the way for the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals. Through ball now, Dawsey looking to run onto it. Arinki watching closely. Dawsey puts on the brakes, feeds it over towards McCluskey. McCluskey spinorama. Dawsey right in front of the keeper, and jumping on top of it is Lauren Kelly and covers up. Kelly had that spectacular flying punch save late in the first half to protect that 1-0 lead, and she had to be sharp there as the ball came in towards the goal area, and Dawsey was in looking for it. Players talking about the wind, and that with throw-ins, you may need to come a little more towards the sideline to help out your teammate with those throw-ins because of that strong swirling wind. So you know, if the players are aware of it, it's worth talking about. Here's Dawsey looking to split a couple of defenders. Give and go. Through ball. Dawsey looking to get there. Dawsey scores! Beautiful finish from Dawsey. Arinka was trying to dive and get there, but Dawsey, second half substitution. There you see the little ball through from McCluskey. Great little touch. Give and go. Springing Dawsey away, and she slides it underneath the keeper and into the back of the goal, and the equalizer has been scored, and it's 1-1. So Wendy Dawsey making her presence felt in this second half. The sub is a super sub as she scores the goal. Dawsey, as are many of these Charlottetown Winsloe Royals, a member of the UPEI Panthers squad. And on the Picaroon side, as you would imagine, a lot of UNB and St. Thomas University players. Great representation from AUS Sport. Atlantic University Sports Soccer, always putting on a good show on the men's and women's side. I've had the pleasure of calling several games and championship games for both the women's and men's sides in Atlantic University Sport. Some great coaches at that level as well. That ball was going back looking for Katie Davidge, but it just went by Davidge, and it'll be a throw-in for the Royals, who have equalized here early in this second half on the lovely little give and go between McCluskey and Dawsey, who has the ball now. Dawsey lost it forward. Fisher heads it, tried to work it around Davidge, and it'll go out of play. I'm sure you may hear that swirling wind blowing into the microphone of the headset that I'm wearing. And again, it's just, it can't decide what direction it wants to blow. So to say what direction it's coming from, it's tough, because you say it and then 5 seconds later it shifts direction. And that's got to be challenging for these players, because if it's consistently kind of blowing one way, you can read it a little bit and maybe learn how to deal with it and to let the wind aid you a little bit. But in this particular case, it's really difficult to read that wind, because you could even kick the ball high into the air, and halfway through the wind is going to change position and potentially change the arc and direction of any long ball forward that has any type of lift on it. Corner kick now for Kina Azuma. Azuma puts it in low, and it goes right back to her. So Kina Azuma, from the corner kick, it comes back to her, and then it goes over the goal line. So that's going to be a goal kick for Lauren Kelly. So Kelly gets it out to her teammates, and the Picaroons Reds will work it forward. Pass down the sideline, chipped up into the air. Azuma gets it to Fisher. Fisher feeds it through now. Running onto it is Dawsey. Dawsey takes it along the goal line, tried to feed it in front, but she had some good defensive pressure on top of her there, including number 19, Sean Camo. Another corner kick coming here. And again, it's going to be Kina Azuma who will wipe any pebble that's been picked up from the turf. Right at that corner flag, she'll place it. And she readies the corner. Oh, set piece is always important. Little more lift on that one. Into the box. Headed away. Comes out high. Trying to work forward with it was Doherty. Doherty. Azuma being challenged there. Good defensive play from Davidge as she got it quickly in on Azuma. Fisher heads that ball back for the Royals. Turning with it is Herb. Had it taken away by Dawsey. Trying to work forward with it was Krasinski. One of the subs in this second half, Rachel Krasinski. Krasinski wears number 7 for the Picaroons Reds. That ball up toward midfield. Chengwei just got a foot on that, but it goes right down to Paige Wilson, who feeds it up the right side. Good play by Hamill to take it away. Goes back to the keeper.
Get up.
They'll try to work it again. A little bit of pressure up front now from the Reds. Twisting with that ball. That's Martel. Into the corner. And it goes out. Coaching staff for the Reds like what they see. John Crosland, an assistant with this Picaroon squad, a name quite familiar to soccer fans in this region. That ball lifted in, bounces into the box, and right to the keeper. And McInnes just calmly holds on. So we're 1-1. Reds with a goal in the first half. Royals with one here in the second. And that's how we're at this 1-1 tie. McInnes sets off to the left wing side. Martel in a crowd, stays with it, chips it forward, bounces at the midfield stripe. Dawsey onto that ball, trying to spring McCluskey. It's a race now. McCluskey trying to get around Doyle. Good work by McCluskey, but Doyle stays with it and didn't allow a clean chance for McCluskey. Sarah Doyle with some good work defensively there for the Reds. Another game coming your way this afternoon. These same two club teams, but on the men's side, will lock up in some action. And now the keeper having to chase down. I'm not sure if that was a piece of paper or what that was, but Kelly sprinted out, got a chuckle from her teammates, doing a little housekeeping in front of her goal. That ball bounces at midfield, sent in. Jumping on it quickly was Wilson. Wilson nudges it over to this near side. And not able to keep it in was Avery Erb. So it'll be a throw in, and it's taken quickly by the Royals. Over top of the head of McIntyre. Now chipped forward. Nice work there by Azuma. Feeds it down. McIntyre will chase it to the corner. She'll stop it there, getting pressure from Erb. And Erb forces it out of play. So it'll be a goal kick. Or no, it's in play. I thought it was going to be a goal kick, but play already up the field. Reds with pressure. This is Davidge. Davidge stops, rolls it back. Picaroons will take it back to Erb, who will just go to the back line now for a little regroup. Sliding it over to the other side is Camo. Now it's worked up to midfield. Pushed to the far side by Wilson. Now from the right wing side of the pitch. Reds roll it along the turf. Chengwei got in the middle of that, but carrying on to keep it forward was Doyle. And then Chengwei, as the play carries on to the left, Chengwei down on the field, looks to be clutching at that right leg, right shin area. So play will stop, and they'll have a closer look at Chengwei just to make sure she's okay, and they're going to call for the trainer to come out. So a stoppage here as they'll attend to Cassandra Chengwei. I didn't see what happened to her. I was watching the ball go further down the field, and then when I looked, I saw Chengwei down and again looked to be kind of grabbing at that right leg. Hopefully nothing serious for Cassandra, but they'll make sure they give a good check and have a once over, make sure that she's okay to carry on and continue. This Maritime Super Series, day 2 of 3. We're certainly glad to be able to bring you the action here via Maritime Athletic Profiles. A little bit about this series. It's dedicated to bridging the gap and supporting the pathway to professional soccer in Eastern Canada. 3 teams competing over 3 weekends in 3 provinces. This Maritime Super Series is going to provide a platform for young and talented players to showcase their skills and gain some valuable experience, and that's important. This tournament is committed to fostering a competitive and inclusive environment that promotes growth and development of soccer in the Maritimes. And this is wording that I've taken from the Maritime Super Series website. But it's very important. Like this series is great for the players competing. It's great for these players to have this kind of exposure and to be able to be seen like that. But it's also so important for grassroots soccer, for youth soccer, for coaches of youth soccer, for parents of kids that are playing or want to play the game, to be able to see an event like this, to be able to see players like this, and the quality of play that's taking part here this weekend. It's a wonderful thing. If you're able to be in this area, I would encourage you to come down, take in the games live at Ware Field in Upper Sackville, Nova Scotia. You're going to see some great soccer. You're going to enjoy some great weather today and tomorrow. There's a fantastic concession stand with some swag you can get. They've got treats. They've got, the most delicious hamburgers and cheeseburgers and hot dogs on the barbecue. Yes, I've had a hamburger today, full disclosure, and it was delicious. Ketchup and relish on this particular. I like to change it up with my burgers. I'm not sure how you are, but with me, no burger is ever the same twice in a row. Sometimes it's mayo and lettuce. Sometimes it's ketchup, relish, mustard. I don't know. Today, I was a relish and ketchup guy. But the burger was great. And, again, if you're in the area, if you can make it out to Ware Field in Upper Sackville this weekend, come on out. Check out these games. Check out the website. Learn more about the schedule, the teams, the players. And if you're not able to make it out, well, hey, we're super happy that we can provide you the coverage via Maritime Athletic Profiles YouTube channel. And a tip of the cap to the Maritime Athletic Profiles team. If you check out their YouTube channel, you'll see just how much amateur athletics they cover and provide a spotlight to. So I would encourage you as well to like and subscribe to their channel. They do fantastic work. I'm very glad to have an opportunity through my work with the Saltwire and my role with Saltwire to be able to partner from time to time with Maritime Athletic Profiles and bring these games from a play-by-play perspective. That ball into the box, cleared away. Now it's up ahead, McIntyre, little chip. An aggressive tackle there as Arinki took Dawsey off the ball. That was a good strong tackle from Arinki. Little chip forward. The Reds will just turn and roll it back to the keeper, and that'll be a chance now for the Reds to regroup. Off to the right wing side. Nice ball long forward. And it goes out of play. We are tied 1-1 here in this second half. Kaz Gallant, the goal scorer for the Picaroons Reds in the first, and Wendy Dawsey, the goal scorer for the Royals here in the second. Royals played to a 1-1 draw last night versus Suburban FC. So no strangers to a 1-1 score in this series. Long throw in. Intercepted by the Reds. They'll push it down the field, trying to get in there quickly. That was J.C. Peck. Peck in a foot race along that far sideline. And Peck will come away with it. Good work there by Peck. Hamill had it for a moment. Ball loose. A scramble for it. And it's cleared away. Now trying to force the issue again. The Reds, they'll slide it over. That was Sarah Doyle. Doyle, now it's Herb. Herb takes a look, bends it into the middle at the top of the 18-yard box. Ball is loose again. Azuma gets dragged down as Krasinski was right there and pulled Azuma down to the turf. All kinds of scrambly play right now in and around that 18-yard box.
Danielle, go to. Leave Avery and Sarah.
Everybody going airborne, trying to control that ball in the air, and it'll go off to the side where that'll be a corner kick now for the Reds. So through all that pressure the last minute and a half, it'll be the Reds awarded with a corner kick here, and it'll be Maye. Curls it in right toward the goal, punched up and out, and it'll go to the left wing side. That was a good corner taken, but cleared away. Wilson watching now for the Reds. Dawsey comes out for a little bit of pressure. Sent in again toward the goal, and McInnes has to be sharp and come out and grab that ball. McInnes, vocal, directing traffic, making sure all of her teammates are where she wants them to be, and then she'll roll it. Now on the sideline, it's Doherty up for McCluskey. Turned over, Reds look to work it forward again. Back it comes to Herb. They'll work it to the back line now, do the Reds. Camo into the middle. They'll roll it now to the right side. Arinki, she's had a strong game on the back line for the Reds. Up the sideline, Laureisen was there. She came together with Chengwei, and the ball goes up and over the fence and out of play. Laureisen over on the side, battling with Fisher over there, and again it'll go out of play. It's a fantastic day for some soccer here in Upper Sackville, Nova Scotia. A sharp contrast to the weather we had last night. Nice to see the sun, feel the warmth. Even the breeze is nice and pleasant.
Get away from her, Rachel.
Ball takes a couple of bounces. Dangerous area there, high into the air, and that's going to go in behind the goal. So pressure coming the last couple of minutes from the Reds.
You go, Jay. Go, Jay.
It'll be McInnes again, setting her team forward.
Hard, Jay. Hard. Stop and start.
Good pressure coming there from Peck. J.C. Peck forced the issue for the Reds. They go back to the keeper, do the Royals. Now they'll try the other side with Hamill. Lydia Hamill tried to get it up toward McCluskey.
Move the ball. Katie, break
And
the
the
line.
Reds will take it,
Backside,
and
Katie.
they'll look to set up. Ball rolled over to this near side. Herb onto it quickly. Avery Herb. Little chip pass. They'll roll it to the back line again. Camo underneath pressure there. And right in front of our broadcast position, it'll be thrown in by Herb. Comes right back to Herb. She'll push it right down, and that's going to go out of play. And as she kicked that ball, as soon as she saw where it was going, she said, oh, my bad.
Press to one side, JC, and then stop. Contain it there. Don't let her go back the other way.
You may hear some of the coaching coming from the Fredericton sideline. I think I'm close enough to the benches that when that happens, you can hear it. So I'll try to zip my lip when those things are happening. See if you can let the natural sounds of the game come through my mic for you. Picaroon Reds now on the attack. Davidge, little touch forward. Davidge again came right back to her. Little more pace on that ball, and it goes out of play. So a 1-1 score as we push along in this second half into the 67th, now 68th minute. Right about 22 minutes of regulation left. There's no overtime or shootout. If it ends in a tie, it ends in a tie after regulation. Royals
So can you find the 5 now?
work it now over to this near side. That's a long ball forward, trying to find Dawsey. Now Fisher. Fisher turns from the defender, works it to the back line again. Martel rolls it back to her partner. Some pace on that pass, but it couldn't connect with Dawsey. Martel will try again. Martel once again goes far side. That's James. Into the middle, Hamill. Back over to James, Olivia James. Takes a look, tried to feed Azuma. That didn't work. It'll go back one more time to Hamill, Lydia Hamill. Royals with some possession here. Now they're going to try to work it down the field. That's a ball curled toward the top of the box, trying to connect with McIntyre, but it was cleared away by the Reds. Now they'll come on the attack with pace down that right side. Reds trying to flood into the Royal side of the field. Nice job by Chengwei to step in and steal that ball away, all in one motion. Chengwei works it over to the middle. Now Fisher. Fisher will have it, turns away, and now Fisher, head up, takes a look, slides it off to her right. Little touch pass for Dawsey. Dawsey being marked there by Herb. They'll get it back to Azuma. Azuma rolls it along the turf. Intercepted quickly there by the Reds. Good job one more time defensively by number 13, Daniela Rinke. Now the Reds look to transition the other way. Quick pass to the left, rushing forward now is Davidge. Davidge sees an opening, dishes off to Peck. J.C. Peck has an opening, and coming over with a sliding tackle, Olivia James. Great rush by Peck, but a tremendous tackle from number 6, Olivia James. Dawsey now fell on top of the ball, gets right back up, carries on. Nice little footwork there. Tricky play from Dawsey. Tried to feed it over. Got it intercepted, though, as Wilson and Herb defensively were there for the Reds. Good action now as the intensity picks up just a little. Time ticking away in this second half. Both of these teams want to get the 3 points, not the one for a draw. Up the sideline. Reds, again, pouring into the zone. Getting control in that Royals end, and Azuma comes over to clear it away. Now McCloskey will give chase on that far side for the Royals, trying to get it from Doyle. McCloskey and Doyle, nice little 1v1 battle, tiptoeing along that far sideline, and it'll go out for a throw-in. Back to Arinka. Arinki. Oh, that had good pace forward. Just nobody there to connect with, and it goes right into the arms of McInnes. But that was a good, strong forward ball right there. Just nobody on the other end to connect. Now at midfield, Dawsey. Head up, makes a quick move to her left. Quick feet from Dawsey. Now to McIntyre. McIntyre making a run. Tried to roll it forward. McIntyre stays on it, but the ball comes free. Coming in to help out is Doherty. Doherty lost it for a moment, picked up quickly there by Wilson for the Reds, and Wilson will push it down the field. Reds again looking to come on the attack. Azuma denies that, and the Royals will once again pick it up and control in their end of the pitch. Near side for Doherty. Kerry Doherty works it forward. Dawsey again, tackled momentarily but stays with the ball. Dawsey feeds it through, saw a cutting McIntyre. Now to Fisher on the right wing side. Fisher gets around the defender, takes it into the box now with pace from the goal line, crossing it in, and it's cleared away. Good effort there by Fisher. She's on the ball again, being watched by Herb. Up high, directed back in toward the area. Dawsey has it now. She'll carry that ball to the corner on the far side of that box, and it'll just roll out of play. So good pressure here from the Royals, trying to break this 1-1 tie. Wendy Dawsey getting ready for the throw-in. A couple of Fredericton players now heading over to the timekeeper. We're going to have a couple of subs come in here momentarily. for the Reds. Looks like it's going to be Ginny Phillips and E.G. Carrier. So, looks like 3 and 16 getting ready to come in for the Reds. We'll see who's subbing out. Still trying to organize this throw-in on the far side from Dawsey for the Royals. McCluskey had a foot on it high into the air. Now Wazuma tried to feed it in toward Dawsey. That's cleared away. Fisher now, quick little touch. Ball is loose. Picked up by Doherty. Now it goes to the back line. Lofted forward by Martel. Off, there's one header, 2 headers as Arinki trying to clear that ball away, and it'll bounce into the keeper. And it'll be held there by Kelly. And the keeper, Lauren Kelly, will wait for her mates to get back up the field. Still waiting for the opportunity to get these 2 substitutions in for Fredericton. Nice long goal kick there. Gets it on the Royals side of midfield. Battling for it is Maillet. Maillet and McCluskey come together, and the ball goes out of play, and it looks like it's going to be a free kick for the Reds. Now we get the signal from the side official. So it will indeed be Ginny Phillips and E.G. Carrier coming in. So 3 and 16 in. And it's going to be, let's see, it's going to be Avery Erb and J.C. Peck coming out. So 3 and 16 in, and it's 6 and 23 out. So 3 and 16 in, 6 and 23 out for the Reds. So we'll see now what Ginny Phillips and E.G. Carrier bring to the mix for this Red squad. A couple of fresh legs out there for the Reds. We get into the second half of this second half. Near side now for Camo. Nice ball up ahead for Doyle. Doyle dribbles off to her right, puts it into the middle towards Wilson. Wilson being watched by Dawsey. Wilson jogs off to the right, then rolls it to the right wing. There is Ginny Phillips, just checked into this game, gets it along the sideline, crossed in. Nobody home as that goes right into the arms of Nicole McInnes. But again, good work there just to work that ball into the box. McInnes, though, ready for it, grabbed it, and sets her mates back up the field. Near side, Doherty. Nice move there by Doherty, bast one defender. Stays with it now. Krishniski right in the back pocket of the ball carrier, and it goes out of play. So Doherty will have a free kick now for the Royals. And she'll just go back to the keeper with it. So McInnes will control and reset things for the Royals. Little touch pass to the left. Forward now toward midfield. Phillips got a foot on that, and away comes Wilson. Wilson, nice ball forward. Intercepted, though it's loose for a second. Doyle pushes it into the middle, and it's going to be a free kick for the Reds. So they're going to get that ball set. And it's Danielle Arinki setting. What will she do with it? She's pushing it in towards that right corner of that box, and then comes over to the left side and just pushed out of play by Katie Davidge. Almost into the 78th minute now. So unofficially 12 minutes of regulation time left in this half. Probably 2 to 3 minutes of added time, I'm thinking. Just had Emily Lapine walk by me here on the sideline with the physiotherapist. She went out a little while ago, was being looked at, so she's back on the bench now. That ball right toward midfield, stepping into it was Doyle for the Reds, but now it's Azuma. Azuma somehow found a way to get that to Dawsey. Dawsey tried to lead McCluskey forward, but again, Arinke, strong defensively, steps in front of McCluskey and knocks that ball out of play. Throw in for the Royals in this 1-1 tie. Kaz Gallant in the first half for the Reds, and Wendy Dawsey in this second half for the Royals. Azuma. Now Fisher. Fisher tried to push it into the middle. That went off the legs of Doyle and on a play. Looks like a couple of more subs getting ready to come in here for the Reds. And it's going to be Doherty to throw in for the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals. Dawsey takes it off his shin, goes back to Fisher. And Fisher was trapped down there in the corner. And the ball turned over to the Reds. So a little give and go there, trying to spring Doyle. Doyle slides it to Krushnitsky. Krushnitsky gets it back to Wilson. Now they'll just go back to the keeper. Pressure coming there. Fisher in trying to force the issue. Laureisen knocked that ball down. Almost went off of her hand, but she stays with it. Laureisen feeding it through. This is Davidge now in the open field. Davidge taking it wide left. Davidge being watched closely there. Coming in to close the distance was James, as the through ball sent Davidge away and just couldn't find enough real estate to get a good clean shot toward goal. Couple of more subs now coming on for Fredericton. Checking into the game, the goal scorer for the Reds, Kaz Gallant, along with Ella Little. Gallant and Little were a big part of that goal for the Reds as they combined to help score it. And coming out of the game, Rachel Krushnitsky, number 7, and number 17, Katie Davidge. So Little and Gallant back into the game for the Reds. Sub coming on as well now for the Royals. Caitlin McCluskey has played a wonderful game for the Royals. She heads to the bench. Faith Zierheide onto the pitch now, number 9 in blue for the Royals. So McCluskey out, Zierheide in. And it's Nicole McInnes waiting to take this free kick. Or excuse me, goal kick. I guess technically it's free. No charge for a goal kick. That went over the head of Hamill. Reds looking to come on the attack. Comes back to Hamill in the middle. She does a little stutter step over top of the ball, but then it goes to Doyle. And Doyle will bring it forward now for the Reds. Little ball control, gets it back. Comes back to Doyle on the sideline, and it goes just over her foot and out of play. So it'll be Royals ball, and getting ready to toss it in will be Doherty. Little toss to Azuma. Doherty now will just go to the back. Royals trying to find a way to break through. They'll come to Fisher. Couple of quick touch passes, chipped up toward the middle. Intercepted by Wilson. Wilson turns her back to the defender and rolls it all the way back to Camo. And Sean Camo will just roll it back to her keeper, Lauren Kelly. Kelly going to go back to Camo. Watch out, Dawsey there. Dawsey got tangled up with Camo. Dawsey down to the turf. And the Royals bench not liking that at all, as they felt there should have been a call, as Dawsey went in chasing after that ball and then got kind of taken down. Let's see if we can have a look at that last play, as Dawsey, a little bit slow to get up, kind of stretching out that left leg. You see it right there. She went in, tried to make a move. Producer Clark scrubbing through the footage as I put the pressure on him to find that replay. It's okay if you can't find it, Clark. Oh, Producer Clark, he's equal to the task. And there you see it right there. That, borderline. You could see that either way. If you're the Reds, that's a good, strong, clean tackle. If you're the Royals, that was a bit of an aggressive tackle. Should have been a free kick. However, play carries on. Great work by Producer Clark, finding that replay for us. High into the air, ducking down and taking it off her back was Laureisen. Nifty little play there by number 8 in white, Laureisen. It's the Royals now, though, who'll work it up the field. Through ball right into the middle. Azuma tried to get there, but the Reds take it away, and a lead ball almost connecting with Little. The defender got there just in time. Now Doyle. Doyle. And trying to find Ella Little down that sideline. Tried to spring her there, but a little too far. We are tied 1-1. Getting quite late in this second half. The Fredericton Picaroons Reds, the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals, putting on a great display of soccer here. Almost stepping in to intercept that was Dorsey. Alice Dorsey wears number 7 in blue for the Royals. But now it's the Reds on the attack. Azuma reads that nicely, intercepts it. Ball is loose for a minute. Dorsey comes in for a look, but it's Laureisen who gets there and then chips it to her teammate. Wilson stepped over it. Dorsey with some pressure. Now Dawsey. Good to see Dawsey back up there running up the field. Dawsey has Dorsey to her left, tries to feed it over. Went past Dorsey. Now Dorsey has it just outside the area. Ball just comes loose for a moment, and the Reds will gather and try to control it, but not before it goes out of bounds. So you could see there on that last sequence, Fisher, Dawsey, and Dorsey trying to create some kind of offensive push. Off that throw in, goes out of bounds again. That time it went off a Royals player, I think. Nope, they're going to say it, but it was a Royals player, so there you go. Reds for the throw in. Good strong throw in underneath the leg of Heidi Laureisen. And it'll be another throw in as the ball ends up working its way down the field via way of the out of bounds. Now the Reds on the Royals side of the pitch. Throw in from Doyle. Azuma watched it go out of bounds right in front of that Royals bench. Sarah Doyle tosses it in. Right along the sideline, that's Little. Crossing it in, and it goes in behind the goal as Little tried to feed it out in front of that 6-yard goal area, but it went in behind the net. So it'll be a goal kick for the keeper, Nicole McInnes.
Stay up, Ella. Stay up, Ella. Ella, stay up.
And McInnes will get it back. Gallant trying to put a little pressure on for the Reds. Hamill went past that ball over on the far sideline now. Zurheide out of bounds, quick throw in taken by the Reds. Several players gather, battle for the ball along the sideline, but it's the Reds who come away. This is Wilson. Wilson rolled it toward the middle though, and stepping in to try to intercept with Fisher. Fisher couldn't get there. Good work by Laureisen. Laureisen gets that ball, little touch pass, tried to work it back. Dawsey stepped into it though before Paige Wilson could get control. Now the Royals, Dawsey working that ball. Dorsey was pointing, saying, hey, try to get it to me. But Dorsey couldn't make the run, and Dawsey just puts it through to the keeper, and Kelly will hold on and put that high one down onto the other side of the midfield stripe. So free kick chance taken quickly. Now Doyle branches off to that left wing side, feeds it into the middle. Couple of players there, and it's cleared away. That's a good job to work that ball into the box. Try to create some havoc in front of the goal, but it was cleared away. Good calm defending by the Royals. But a set piece now, late in the half. Corner kick coming here for the Reds. A little fake out, they'll do it again. Crossed in, and it went by the goaltender and out the other side. Looked dangerous off the foot, but now it goes over to that far side, and it'll be out of play and a goal kick for McInnes.
Ella, stay up. Go inside out, outside in, and squeeze that back if it gets played. EG, stay up and squeeze it inside. If it goes to your wing back, step up.
There you hear the coaching coming from the Fredericton Pickeroons red sideline.
Between the two centers.
Here's the goal kick. Taken off the foot of Laureisen. Tried to chip it forward there to Gallant. Now it's a race for it into the corner. Chengwei is there. And a good battle down into that corner between Chengwei and E.G. Carrier. Always fun to see those little 1v1 runs for the ball when there's a loose ball and you have a player from either team just making a beeline and turning on the Jets, making that foot race.
Inside, Ella. Inside, Ella.
Royals trying to work it out of their end. Little over pressuring on the ball carrier. Now it's Fisher right along the sideline. Doyle in her pocket. Now it comes back to Laureisen. Laureisen feeds it into the middle. Comes right back to Laureisen, settles it off her midsection, but then it goes out of play and over the fence.
I want you to go outside in and squeeze the center back. Don't let it get to that wing back.
Again, hearing some of the active coaching coming from the Fredericton sideline. Royals throw it in. Laureisen just extended that right foot and knocked it out of bounds one more time, so the Royals will reset and do it again. 1-1 draw here. Late stages, second half. Fisher handed it off now. Dawsey shields the ball from the defender. Tried to chip it over top of her a la Pele right there. Good work by Dawsey, but it's taken away. 4 players now battling for the ball on the sideline, and then it's pushed down the field by Wilson for the Reds. Dorsey now comes right to her. Dorsey works it over, and Fisher couldn't quite corral that ball, and it'll go out of play, and it'll be Reds' ball. Ball thrown in, headed high. Little comes over for a look, challenging against Doherty. And again, ball out of play. So a little bit of stop and start action here the last few minutes with a lot of balls going out of play. Laureisen had it turned over there to Azuma, who tried to work it down. Azuma comes in with the tackle on Laureisen, and that's going to get a whistle and award a free kick. And they took it too quickly. Official Ray Boulel saying, no, reset, do it again. So it's going to be Danielle Arinki. Lucky 13 for the Reds, lining up this ball. Lots of wind at her back at this moment. Lifts it into the crowd, headed away nicely there by Lydia Hamill. And now Dorsey on the left wing. Dorsey works it up. Little give and go, trying to get it forward there with Zurheide. Dorsey onto that ball again, but deft defending there from Wilson. And they'll work it back to the keeper, Kelly. Reds get it forward, Camo. And that goes out of play right by the Reds bench. And it'll be Doyle for another throw-in. Doyle, low throw-in. Goes just underneath Little. Throw in now, Doherty. Surveys the field, Doherty throws it in. At the feet of Dawsey, back to Doherty. Doherty curls it into the middle. Off the foot of Dorsey. And now the Reds work it ahead. Laureisen, little touch, trying to free Gallant. It's a race. Gallant turns on the Jets. Gallant in the open field, rolls it in. Couldn't quite get the pace on that strike that she wanted. But how about the speed from Kaz Gallant, blowing by Mia Martel, getting to the ball and getting a good shot away on the keeper. Maybe not the lift or the pace that she wanted on the ball, but Kaz Gallant was sprung in and just beautifully ran to that ball. Almost had her second, but McInnes was sharp in goal. And McInnes has it now. Martel. Up ahead, Doherty. Doherty being tracked from behind. Works it up to Dawsey, though. Now Fisher. Fisher, 2 defenders on her. Works it down the sideline. Dawsey will get onto that ball in the right corner. Dawsey being watched closely there by Camo. Dawsey Slides it to Azuma, who just chipped it in toward the goal, but it's cleared away. Now it'll come back to Doherty again. Fisher tries to step into it. Now Little. Little sees an opening. Little going to try to get by the defender, and stepping in there nicely was Martel defensively for the Royals. So it's going to be Royals ball here. This 1-1 tie. Well, by our unofficial count, we're into added time. I did not see an official put up the digital board for added time to see how much there would be. So we play on until we hear the official's whistle. Chengwei on that far sideline. Perhaps sensing that we are in added time, Reds take that throw in quickly. Hard-fought battle for the ball over on that far sideline, and it's going to be a free kick to the Reds. Just to recap the scoring again, Kaz Gallant tallied for the Reds in half number 1, and answering for the Royals here in half number 2, Wendy Dawsey. And that's it. So we had about 3 minutes of added time. The referee's whistle will officially end this one. So another 1-1 draw for the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals. So they are no wins, no losses, and 2 draws in their 2 games in the series. And for the Fredericton Pickeroons Reds, they get the 1-1 draw. So they are no wins, no losses, 1 draw on the tournament. So we're going to grab a player of the game interview here in just a moment, so don't go too far. Stick around. We'll have that player interview in just a few moments after the official handshakes, and we'll be back with that interview in just a moment. Your final score, Winslow Charlottetown Royals 1, Fredericton Pickeroons Reds 1. So we'll be back with the post-game interview.
Okay.
Welcome back to Weir Field, where we just saw a great match of football, or soccer if that's how you prefer to call it. The Fredericton Pickeroons Reds tying the Winslow Charlottetown Royals 1-1. Joining me is the player of the game, Danielle Rinke from the Reds. Danielle, first of all, your thoughts on a very tight match?
I thought it went really well for one of our first games of the season. Second time on the field, it went really well. With a few players short as well, I think it was good.
You played a really strong game defensively, and you were doing a great job, I thought, of kind of protecting the front of your goal area, clearing away any chances. What's your mindset coming into a game in terms of what you need to do to play strong defensively like that?
Just be ready for anything, really, and make sure no shots at the top of the box, nobody open. Try not to let anything through.
You hear a lot of chatter during the game, both coming from the coaches on the bench, but also the players on the field. How important is that communication for you, and how talkative are you when you're out there?
Oh, I think it's super important from everyone, coaches and players. I try my best to make sure everyone's informed where players are off their shoulders, and if they have time or anything, try to talk the whole time.
You play for the UNB Reds in Atlantic University sport. What does playing in a tournament like this mean to you, being able to play with so many high-level university and collegiate players?
I think it's a great opportunity. I'm happy the Atlantics are starting to recognize the players over here to try and get something new, and I'm really excited about it.
A lot of young players look up to players like yourself that play at this high level. What's your message for the young ones out there that are playing the game? What would you want to tell them to say, practice hard, work hard? What would your message be to them?
To always strive for the best, no matter what anyone says to you. Like, you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Final thing for you, when you were a young player coming up, and even now, who are a player or two that you look up to, either, at this level, internationally, club games, whatever?
I think all the women on the national team are great role models for any of us here, especially, anyone really. Like, it's hard to point out one or two, so.
Now, that's a really good point. The Canada Women's Nationals hockey team, so good. Danielle, thanks for your time. Congratulations on the 1-1 draw and being player of the game.
Thank you.
There it is, 1-1. Another game coming your way. Same two clubs, but it'll be on the men's side. So in this women's match, the Fredericton Pickeroons Reds and the Winsloe Charlottetown Royals tie 1-1. It's a draw. Next game coming your way in just a little bit. Don't go too far. We'll be back with more on Maritime Athletic Profiles.
Chain, jumping in the Porsche in the 6 lane. I'm big fish, I'm big game. Chrome on, big flame. I'm pulling out with a sick chain, jumping in the Porsche in the 6 lane. I'm big fish, I'm big game. Gonna hit him with the chrome hard and the big flame. I'ma be the villain like I'm Big Bang. Execute a small, that's big brain. So I been looking hard, that's dripping. So that has been traded to the 60. I get a dollar, you're with me. Now y'all get us all kidneys, but that is a shame, it's a pity. The shelter, the pep that was shitty, but now you a fam and you wanna hit me. Honestly, dog, I think you are tripping. Follow me now like it's a religion. Hey, you chasing your vision. Hey, you look for additions. Honestly, man, you should've listened. Case goes down, cause I'm on a mission. Chrome on, big flame. I'm pulling out with a sick chain, jumping in the Porsche in the 6 lane. I'm big fish, I'm big game. Chrome on, big flame. I'm pulling out with a sick chain, jumping in the Porsche in the 6 lane. I'm big fish, I'm big game. Yeah, now they wanna be friends. Man, language switch, y'all are now speaking French. I speak Dutch, yeah, I'm from the Netherlands. I've been on the path, I've been with the raps. Ey, ik ga eraan, ik ga toch naar de maan. Ja, ik ben weer op al die verses. Ik denk terug aan die tijden waar dingen toch echt wel ging gebeuren. Maar dat is niet waar, het switchte wel echt. Ja, het ging toch naar de pleurs. Maar ik dacht dat wij echte vrienden waren, maar de status kwam er